So this is the output so far that we have created. Now we are intending to put some differences, some margins in between each of these particular thumbnail previews that we have created so far. In that particular case, we need to get back to our text editor, and here first of all copy this class name, paste it here, and put this particular property of margin 10 pixels here. So get back to your project and reload, and you can see that a flat margin of 10 pixels is now provided, a spacing of 10 pixels is now provided in each and particular thumbnails. Those we can see here. And if we press Ctrl Shift M and narrowing down to the 768 pixel device display, we can see that this is the possible outcome in this particular case. So let's put it to 320 pixels. I'm sorry, there it goes. This is the 320 pixel preview, and this is the 480 pixel preview. Or say we will be now using this 640 pixel preview, and we can see that this will be the result. Now in another case, if we get back to our 320 pixel preview, we can see this should be the 480 pixels, the height should be 480 pixels. Now we can see that all of those elements, those we have inserted into side-by-side columns, we can see they are being now displayed in a horizontal fashion, side-by-side fashion. That means this is the first box which is in the extreme left, and this is the second box. Actually, this whole thing of thumbnail previews, those are being executed side by side, which is not desirable in case of lower display devices. So how about if we put all these contents vertically one over another in case of lower and middle devices, and in case of larger desktop preview, that means under this desktop preview, those contents will be aligned side by side, creating a perfect horizontal display of all those contents. So how to do this particular thing? In that case, the possible solution that we have seen in our early occasion, we had created this particular @media query and a max width of 768 pixels, and we can create all those specifications right over here. So this is the first thing that we can do. In case if we are not intended to do so, then the second thing that we had discussed even earlier, that is the grid specification of Materialize CSS. We can practically implement them into our project, into this particular index.html that we have created, where we have created these particular boxes here, like this call s5, call s7, everything those we had created over here. So all we need to do, we need to specify that for lower device display, it will be consuming all those 12 grids. This is the first case. In case of medium device display, it will be consuming all those 12 grids, but in case of larger device, it will be consuming up to 5 columns or 5 spans. In the similar fashion, if we make that amendment over here, that means for this lower device display, it will be 12 columns. For medium device display, it will be 12 columns wide, and for larger device display, it will be 7 columns wide. Now if we press Ctrl S and get back to our project and reload, we will practically see that no such observable changes or noticeable changes are taking place under larger desktop preview. But if we now press Ctrl Shift M, and if we get down, we can see that practically this whole device display is being occupied with the first element of this particular, here it goes. This is the first box that we have created, and inside we have inserted this image source over here. So it is now practically consuming the 100% device display with a width of 100% in case of this lower display device. Here it goes. In the similar fashion, the contents of that particular box element is practically appearing sidewise in the similar fashion that we have instructed over here. That means this display flex and abiding by this flex wrap of wrap property over here. So everything is now right back into its action. Similar thing will be observed in case of this one, this 480 pix device display. If we now switch on to a 640 pix device display, similar thing will be observed. This is the medium device and this is the 768 pix device. We can see that the exact same thing is being observed over here. There's absolutely no problem with it. Make it 480 pix. There it goes. Both these contents, those are practically vertically stacked one over another up to the 768 pix, up to this 990 pix. Similar thing will be observed, but in case if we put a 1024 pix, that means this is the larger desktop preview, and if we press enter, hit enter, we can see that all those things, those are practically appearing sidewise. So this is the thing that we need to know from this tutorial, how to create a responsive gallery and how to put things into an order, into a particular fashion into it. We have checked all those responsive behaviorness into our project, what will be the exact display under various display device, and without using any kind of @media max width of some certain specification over there, like the 768 pix we have used. We practically don't have a need of using those kind of things if we do not wish to use it. So that's it for today's tutorial. So in the next class, all we need to do, we will be creating practically the next segment. That means this tab here, the Materialize CSS tab, and in the last case we will be creating this particular featured content, and we will be ending our project very soon. So thanks for staying with us. If you have liked this tutorial, then do not hesitate to hit that red subscribe button down below. Hope to see you guys in our next tutorial. Till then.